Ladies and gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. So, for those of y'all who don't know, we lost a iconic TV star this past week, and not only was she an iconic TV star, but she was had an iconic role on the hit series Star Trek. And I'm talking about Nichelle Nichols, aka Lieutenant Uhura. This woman, what can I say about this woman? Her accomplishments and the things that she's done for the black community and for television is just, man, it's wow. It's just, I mean, what can you say? So I'm gonna give you guys some of the things that she's accomplished and part of making Star Trek such a hit show. One thing is that she's from my hometown. She's from Chicago, Chicago native. And when she started her career off, she was booked by Hugh Hefner to work at the Chicago Playboy clubs. And then after she worked at the Chicago Playboy clubs, that's when she uh, got the role on Star Trek. Now, when she got the role on Star Trek, this was such a groundbreaking uh, role for her, and it was groundbreaking for television and blacks because we had never seen a black person on TV before. And at the time when she got Star Trek, it was at the height of the civil rights movement. It was back in the 60s. So we had not seen blacks on television like that. And for her to be featured on a major television role, the first black woman to be featured on a major television role, was we was all excited. And it wasn't like, no, she was an extra or anything. She was a part of that main crew. She was part of that main cast. And, people was just excited to see her on there and just couldn't wait to see what she was going to do. But of course, with her being a part of the show, she had to deal with some of the problems that back then black folks had to deal with. And there were southern networks down south that once they found out that she was on the show, reached out to NBC, reached out to Gene Roddenberry, who was the creator of Star Trek, and was like, hey, why is there a black woman on the show? We don't think this would be a good idea. And if you don't take her off the show, we're not going to show Star Trek on our networks. So when it got back to Gene Roddenberry, like, well, if they're not going to run the show, that's fine then. But we're not making no changes to the cast members, and they're not going to tell me what to do, pretty much. And he kept her there because Gene Roddenberry was looking at the big picture. And the big picture was that he wasn't with all that racism, black, white, anything like that. His thing was like, hey, we making a show that people are gonna love, that's gonna have a lasting impact. And whoever can make this happen, that's who I'm going with, regardless of what they color, what their race is, whatever. And if you look at Star Trek had a mixture of people on there from different races. You had William Shatner, who was Canadian, and then you had you know Nichelle Nichols, who was black. You had Scotty, who was Irish. You had Russian. So you just had a variety of people on the show from just these different cultural backgrounds, and that's one of the reasons why Star Trek was so groundbreaking. And oh, let me not forget, you had George Takei on there, who was Asian. So this is what made the show such a groundbreaking show, because you had all these different nationalities together on this one show, and people just tuned in to watch it. Now, also, while the show was doing what it was doing and making history, at one point she wanted to leave the show. Yeah, she wanted to leave Star Trek, and she had a conversation with Martin Luther King, and she was saying that Martin Luther King convinced her to stay on the show. And part of the conversation was like, I guess he was letting her know that, hey, what you're doing, this is not just a role. This is iconic for black people. This is iconic for our people because you being the first black woman to be featured in a major TV show is bringing inspiration to us. So you just can't walk away from this. And after that conversation, she decided to stay on the show and keep going with it. Now, there's one more thing I need to let you guys know about this, and I'm pretty sure if you're a Star Trek fan, you know about this. But if you're not, was that also she uh, did the first interracial kiss scene on TV with Captain Kirk. Now, if you think I'm lying, you can YouTube it. Go on YouTube and look it up, and you can see for yourself. There was it was in the episode where the aliens had these telekinetic powers and had was mind controlling the crew, and it was her and Captain Kirk, and the aliens was mind controlling them for them to kiss each other. And when they did the kissing scene, the network and the producers thought that it was going to be some type of backlash behind it because you got to realize back in the 60s, you didn't have black people on TV, but you're going to have a black woman on national TV kissing a white man. They felt like that was going to get a lot of pushback. People were going to protest. We were going to have all these problems. And William Shatner, I'm pretty sure he didn't have a problem doing the kissing role because let's just be honest, Nichelle Nichols is a very attractive woman. So, and when they did the scene, and when the scene came out, when the episode came out, it was more support, and you had more people that was okay with it than the ones who didn't like it. I'm pretty sure you probably had some ones who didn't like it, but overall, the positive response that they got was such a positive response that people was just like, hey, I ain't mad at Captain Kirk. Shit, get a chance to kiss a fine looking woman. Hey, do your thing. So and she just uh, took her career with Star Trek. It just took her career to another level. And then not only that, she did a lot of work with NASA, as far as with women becoming astronauts in the program. It was just she's got a long list of accomplishments that she's accomplished, and you know she did a lot as far as for our people kicking down the door. So I just want to say, rest in peace, Miss Nichols. Thank you for all the things that you've done. You will be missed. And you guys, let me know how you feel about this. And if you think I'm lying about that kissing scene, go check it out. And also, you get a chance, check out her bio, look at the things that she's done. And until then, holla at your boy.